we discussed, is she going to go over 400 or under 400 in terms of kilo total? She had responded, I am going 400 and up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're likely to see that. You look at Heather, and 400 is that's warm up weight. So even if she's being conservative, I think 400 is easily going to happen here.
That's the level she's at. And speaking of high level, Marissa Inda, former 52 kilo world champion, 130 kilo on the bar for her. Smooth and easy.
And, talk about an icon. Marissa was one of the first powerlifters I ever followed when I got into
this. Walking around in the warm-up room is like walking around in a Hall of Fame section of the powerlifting. You see people like Chad Wesley Smith, Jason Tremblay, Taylor Atwood, just a who's who of powerlifting. And up next, talking about a powerlifting resume, Eric Kupperstein in the 59 kilo class. Eric, multiple time world champion in the Masters, been all over the world competing at the highest levels, decades in the game, opening with 145 kilo. No, it's going to be on the border. Let's see what the judges say. It's going to be on the border. Yep, good enough. And sometimes it's not a weight issue. I mean, Eric, he's in his 50s. If you get a little tight on one side.
Yeah, and he said he's been dealing with some injuries, so maybe there's a little bit of just being tentative with that. I think we all know what that's like.
Arnold Delgadillo in the 66 kilo class, 175 kilo loaded on the bar for his opener. 66 kilo class is going to be extremely tight today with Jonathan Garcia and Rodrigo Manzo battling. And at the world level, it gets even steeper.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this.
Very competitive class. Look good to me. Knees locked. Uh-oh. You know what? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, you'd have to be very friendly.
Yeah.
You were being nice.
Yeah.
He came up. It moves smooth. I'll tell you that. The weight is just the knees weren't locked. I think balance was an issue. Had to take a step back, and that's just not going to pass. But hopefully they retake that weight. Would you say?
I would retake it. I mean, I think that you're looking at a meet like this. You just want to get on the board and get the nerves shaken off. I think it's worth retaking the weight. Maybe take a bigger jump on your third if it feels good again.
Some people gamble and they want to go up even though they missed. And if you missed after you moved up in weight, I mean, there's no turning back there. Nope. Andrew Sardis, 74 kilo class, opening also with 175 kilo. And see if he fares any better. No troubles there. I had said, you want everyone just to get on the board on your openers. You don't want any major drama. It's bound to happen. Someone's going to miss an opener.
Yeah. You know what? I went to the Arnold in 2019. Missed my Arnold opener because I moved my foot. Yeah.
Here is Rodrigo Manzo. 225 kilo on the bar for his opener. He's in the midst of a 66 kilo showdown with Jonathan Garcia. Both have world championship aspirations. Only one is going to go through. Who is it going to be? It's starting right now. You look at these gentlemen's past totals, and you look at what wins the world championships. They are both there. Both world-class lifters. 3 whites. I tell you what, so when you do your opener, you're really trying to solidify where it's the strike zone.
Yep.
That's where the strike zone is. That's the depth I need. I'll hit that all day and you'll stay there.
Yeah, it's funny. I get to a point where it's like I know what I think, but I hold my breath until I see it on the board.
And the king is here. The king is back. Taylor Atwood set powerlifting on fire in 2021 with what he did. Coming back to the platform here today. He had spoken about on social media, you know, he'd been dealing with some injuries. And he doesn't have to go all out, but he needs enough to get himself to the IPF World Championships, and that's really the end goal. 230 kilo on the bar for him. Well within the means for Taylor Atwood. Look how he handles the weight, even though it's light for him. His setup, he treats it like it's a PR.
It's a beautiful, yeah. It's a beautiful setup. This is what you want to see. Every lift looking the same walkout, the same routine.
That's it.
And it's wonderful.
When you ask what separates the best, you know, from the contenders, this is it. You come out with warm-up weight and you still treat it like a PR now.
Absolutely.
Jonathan Garcia, who is battling Rodrigo Manzo for his pathway to IPF Worlds. 250 kilo loaded on the bar for his opener. That is a 145-pound man opening with 551 pounds.
You like what you see, let these guys know it, ladies and gentlemen. Huge opener right here.
Jonathan has totaled just shy of 700 kilo, and that's the mark that can win you an IPF title. He is capable, but first, he needs to get past Rodrigo Manzo. Well, it's certainly moved fast.
Look good. All
The
right.
highlights.
There we go.
Shout out to you here in the background. His coach is actually King of Lifts podcast co-host Arian Messi Kamesi, coach of the Strength Guys. And we are now on the second attempts. Cindy Vaughn, 47 kilo class, 90 kilo being loaded on the bar. Now she took an 82.5 kilo opener. What do you think about the 7.5 kilo jump?
You know, I think that opener moved very well, very fast, like a warm-up. So this seems like an okay jump to me. It's a big jump at that weight, but it seems like an okay one.
I agree. Yeah, for someone in this weight class, it is a rather big, but she handled the opener with ease.
Yeah.
Once you get that first one in, you solidify yourself at least to move on to the bench press. Deep again. Wow.
Nice. Yeah. Was not a
7.5
problem.
kilos. She handled it well.
There you go.
You always sounded good. Load the bar to 281 for Agata Pavilska.
So you look, and it says her PR here is 105, and I wonder if just taking big jumps is something that she does.
I mean, if she's pacing for a PR, that is a monster jump.
That is a monster jump. Yeah.
We'll have to wait and
We'll see. Yeah.
And this is Agata, I believe. The graphical change in just a moment. She has 127.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her.
Which I think is her current PR. So
Agata Shabilski.
up. No.
Nope.
That's a no lift. Hey, let's give her a nice round of applause.
Now,
All right.
Agatha did buy herself a little bit of insurance with that 120 kilo opener.
Yeah.
She can make another run at that. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a strength issue or a technical issue. That's something she can fix.
Hopefully it's a technical issue. It did look like she had a decent amount of trouble though coming out of that hole. She bounced right out of it. We'll see. I mean, it is a tie with her PR, so.
Right.
And I think with. Let's.
Alexandria Ratanavan. 130 kilo on the bar for her.
Yep, there we go.
Looks good.
Our next weight is 297 pounds.
Nice.
Up next, Heather Connor, multiple-time world champion. Now, she said she's pacing for 400 kilo, possibly more.
Yeah.
That is world class. That'll win you world championships any given year.
Mm-hmm. Except for maybe this one.
This is true.
You know, and I think that that's an interesting story here. That we're going to see a lot of strategy in this meet, but Worlds is going to be wild in the 47 and 52s. I'm super excited for it.
We've never seen a clash is going to happen between her and Turbo Tiff of France. 135 kilo on the bar for Heather's second squat attempt.
All right. All right.
Judges
All
give
right,
it
great.
3 white lights.
I had no doubts whatsoever.
And do you happen to have Heather's PR?
The same weight, 297 pounds. Bar is low.
143 is Heather's squat PR, so we're well within her means, but
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing what she's going to load, because 135, it's 8 kilo off. We're starting to tread a little closer than I might have thought.
Me too. I mean, I knew she was going to play this conservative. She really has no reason not to. So I'm excited because that.
Marissa Inda taking 135 for a ride.
It's a good left shoot.
Okay.
Jumps 5
Nice.
kilos.
Gets 3 white lights.
Good job. Raised the bar to 352 for Eric Coppersmith. The only lifter that
Okay, well,
the first to
Heather Connor puts in 142.5 kilo for her third squat, half a kilo below her personal best. Wow. This is, look at, I thought she was coming, but I didn't think she was going to go all out like that. That's
Yeah.
Worlds is pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, I'm. But then again, that 135 looked like nothing. So it just could be that we have absolutely no clue what Heather is capable of squatting at this point.
When the sun is shining, go ahead and make some hay. Eric Kupperstein, 160 kilo on the bar for his second attempt. Opened with 145, taking a pretty big, sizable jump in
Yeah.
the 59 kilo class. Oh, now this is, his
Yeah.
opener was borderline.
look at that lift. You like what you see?
Okay.
Okay. Well, he got 2. That's what he needs.
2 to 1. I think you got just a little bit more in the tank. Raised the bar to 385 for Arnold.
175 kilo being loaded on the bar for Arnold
5.
Delgadillo in the
So he is. Oh, sorry.
66 kilo class.
He is repeating this weight, which we had talked about. I think that's a smart move.
I agree. I mean, get yourself on the board before you start
Yeah.
gambling. The first one you miss on the technicality, the next one you miss on strength, now you're in trouble.
Yes.
You're not going to get stronger in the next 5 minutes. You can tighten up your technique. So good play by Arnold and his handlers. Just needs to keep his
Right.
balance. Looks like he did it. It's funny, like, sometimes they come back, they hit the second attempt, the same weight they missed on the first, and it's like, wow, that was definitely a technical thing. Strength
Right.
was not the issue.
No, not at all.
74 kilo class, 185 kilo on the bar for Andrew Sardis.
There are a lot of nerves going into squat. You know, it's like,
Very first lift of
Yeah.
the whole day.
Very
That
first
first
lift.
squat, it feels a little bit different. It hits different, as
It
the kids
does.
would say.
definitely does.
Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, SBD, doing a lovely stream here. They have put together, they've been working hard leading into this. A lot of sleepless nights, but it's all worth it when it comes together like this. And Andrew Sardis, 185. Looks smooth. What do you think, Liam?
I think that was a good second attempt. I mean, yeah. Good stuff.
I'm going to agree with you.
I think there's a decent jump left in there, so
Rodrigo Manzo in the 66 kilo class, 235 kilo being loaded on the bar for Rodrigo. Let me tell you something. The kid has a heart of a lion. I see him in the back of the warm-up room. He had heard the podcast, the preview show said, I heard everybody's picking against me. I recognize I'm the underdog. I'm going to prove you wrong today in this showdown.
yeah. And I mean, his deadlift is. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
He knows he's going to
Yeah.
lose ground in the bench and
Mhm.
cover it in the deadlift. He's not afraid. This is all part of the plan, but he needs these extra kilos. Here's 10 extra kilos he can add towards that total. That's 10 extra kilos you can take off your final deadlift for the win. This is actually a PR squat you're pointing out there, Leah.
Yeah. So let's see how this goes.
Whoa.
Just a little bit. Just a little shy.
You know what? It looked like he was about to fight through that sticking point. It was a grinder, but it looked like he was going to get through it. I wonder, with some small adjustments, if he can.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe just fell forward a little bit, you know, and it's, you want to try to keep your knees forward, and I get that, but yeah, maybe some slight adjustments, and that's there.
Taylor Atwood, 242.5. Now, with the announcement of Sheffield, everybody knows this is the first step in getting himself there. A heavy favorite for Sheffield looking ahead. He's got to solidify his pathway to Worlds, win Worlds, and have that ticket to Sheffield in hand.
Which that's going to be so fun.
You know, with the little details we know already, it's going to be the biggest powerlifting meet, certainly of this generation. Taylor Atwood, the king is back, 242.5. Let's see how he handles it. You know, battling some injuries coming into here. Doesn't want to risk too much. He wants to be healthy for the World Championships.
Oh, wow, okay.
And again, ever the professional, Taylor Atwood setting up for this, you know, so tight, taking the weight seriously, not taking it for granted.
Don't-
The presses, we're going to go to, this can't be right, 573.
And I can't,
Jonathan Garcia, if he hits this, adds 10 kilo towards his total. He's in a battle in the 66s with Rodrigo Manzo. Listen, I get it. Rodrigo just missed his second squat. If Rodrigo comes back and hits that squat, we already told you it's a deadlift where he's going to cover his ground. So Rodrigo can still recover. Jonathan needs these kilos. Put the pressure on Manzo. Make him load up with a deadlift he can't handle.
yeah.
National Championships presented by Powerlifting America.
You know what? I love it when meets come down to that final pull. If it were me, every meet would be that way.
It's what it's all about. You know, it's interesting when you have the clash of styles. Jonathan Garcia is a subtotal lifter. Manzo back end loaded with the deadlift, and they clash. And this is where, you know, you can't judge it event by event. In sports, momentum sways from side to side, especially when it's this tight. So Jonathan needs these 10 kilos.
Oh, that looks strong. Jonathan Garcia
I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
3 whites. I mean, you
There
look
you
at,
go.
you know, economical is the word I use. Economical
Yeah.
with the depth. Get those white lights. Don't go any deeper than you need to.
Yeah, and it's also like we're not sitting up there and seeing it. So, but it's definitely.
No, the judges are positioned right there. They got the best view in the house. We got a good view for the action, to call the action. They're right there on depth view on the side.
You know,
And
I think it's neat that we have the battle at 66 that's happening here, and then a lot of other people, we're seeing them play the smart strategy to get themselves to Worlds, where we're going to have a really great, cool competition at Worlds, and, you know, that's what it's about, and I'm excited to see it.
Cindy Vaughn, 95 kilo on the bar for her. So this is below, we're in the 47
It is,
kilo
it's
class.
below, yeah.
Below her personal best, but look at, you don't know people's background stories. They come in, PA Nats is in town. Whether or not you're ready or not, you're signing up, you're showing up.
Yeah.
And you tell yourself, look at if it's not, it might not be a personal best, but how often do you get to share the platform as a 47 with the world champion Heather Connor?
Oh, I mean. Come on.
You know what? That even though that's below her personal best, that's the proper selection.
That was the right move. That was
I don't know if she had much
absolutely-
more than that.
Yeah.
Not
that
today,
was the right
anyways.
move. Yeah.
It shows, and she's grabbing her back a little bit as she exits the platform, so maybe she is dealing with something. I tell you, that's what a professional does when you're a handler. It's not what you think you're capable of. It's, you know, overall, it's on that day. Adjust
Yeah.
for that day. She's 3 for 3. Agata Shabilska. 127.5 kilo, once again loaded on the bar for her. Missed this on her second. We thought possibly due to strength, but I'll tell you what, I have seen miracles happen in, in powerlifting. Maria T missed her her second deadlift, comes out, hits her third for the win. Oh! No.
You know, I actually really thought she might fight through that one. It's a good fight.
She left it on the platform.
Load the bar to 303 for Alexandra Ratanavong. Jumping about 50.
Alexandria Ratanavong, 137.5 kilo, loaded on the bar for a 7.5 kilo jump. And are we treading in PR territory there, Leah?
Yeah, it looks like this will be a tie with her PR. So,
Well.
see how this goes.
Doing it at a local meet's one thing. Doing it at a meet with
Yeah.
this level of competition. Wow, she might have had some more.
Yeah.
A new PR for Alexandra
Oh.
Ratanavong.
140 kilo being loaded on the bar for former world champion Marissa in a 52 kilo class.
Bar is loaded.
Oh. Is, maybe it's Heather Connor up next. Nope, no, Marissa's coming now. Wow. Not overly nervous, is she?
You know, again, though, there's
I
a
think they're letting the
strategy.
clock wind down there.
Gotcha.
You know, you want to stay healthy when you're going to the World
Yeah.
Championships, and it's actually, when it's a short flight like this, you want your competitors to have that minute of rest. So you actually have the bar loaded, let the bar settle for a minute. Your competitors all get that extra minute in there, and they come in fresh. Heather obviously appreciates, because she's going right close to her PR, and she could use that.
Yep.
I do like that Marissa came out for a little, how do
Oh.
you do?
That was great.
Ever the show, woman? Don't miss your camera opportunities. Isn't that right, Leah?
That is right.
Don't miss them.
But listen, I appreciate that as a competitor, it's a great thing for her to do, and as a strategy, it's a smart thing for her to do. She wants to stay healthy. She doesn't need it.
Yeah. No, I had talked to her and Chad Wesley in the back, and they're eyeing the worlds. Obviously, France has Shizuka Rico, Naomi Aliber, just world class. Coming from France, there's going to be some battles. Stay healthy. She's going to need to be.
Yeah.
142.5. Speaking of battles, waiting for her at Worlds, Heather Connor. And despite having a massive battle awaiting her at Worlds with Turbo, Tiff decides, you know what? Load it up.
You know, I wonder if we're seeing this because this is just not a. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, she's showing up. She hits this, she's going to show out.
Yeah.
Slow and steady. It kind of looked like her second attempt. I know it's a little slow, but her second attempt slow. It's kind of how she squats.
It seems to be that she does the slow controlled style, and here's the thing. That was not a struggle. She said she was going to play conservative. I think she did, and I'm excited to see what Heather squats at Worlds because that was an easy squat. She had more in her.
I gotta agree. I mean, it's like they're taking a well-deserved. Yeah, Heather took essentially half a kilo below her personal best. If that's an indication of where Heather's at, she's going to be neck and neck with Turbo Tiff, who at the French Nationals hit a 418 total. I can't wait. It's a preview of what's to come. Now, Eric Kupperstein in the 59 kilo class, 170 kilo on the bar, 10 kilo jump from the second. Let's see how he handles it.
By the way, I love that her bow matches the SPD storm. Yeah.
The women in this Nationals are show women today. I can appreciate. Let's see how Eric handles this. Oh, little wobble at the
Come on,
bottom.
let's go. Stop.
I don't know. What do you think?
No. You know what? What did you think, Leah? If you're honest?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Reds were the right call. He was sort of on the line before, but yeah. How about you?
He was definitely flying a little close to the sun there. Had a little bit of, looks like he lost some tension in the hole and might have had to cut it a little shorter than he would have liked. And Arnold Delgadillo in the 66 kilo class missed 175 in his opener, retook that weight, handled it with ease in his second attempt, doing a relatively big jump here at 187 and a half.
Yeah.
And we both thought retaking the opening weight was a good decision.
Yes.
Maybe, do you think this was around where he wanted to end up for his third and take a big jump, or what are your thoughts there?
I think this is probably within if I had to guess, within 2.5 kilos of where he wanted his third to end up, and he's just trying to get as close to that as possible. So, see how it goes. Because the second one looked good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. And that's the usual, take is, all right, let's try to get you as close to where you wanted your third to be. It's going to be a bit of a jump. But all's well that ends well. Let's see how it goes for Arnold.
That looked good. It wasn't quite as deep as his first two, but it looked good. So, let's see.
And Arnold,
All right.
That is actually a PR
It
for
is.
Arnold, so he's walking away with a PR nonetheless.
Nice.
Andrew Sortis in the 74 kilo class, 190 kilo loaded on the bar for his third attempt. Andrew Sortis woke up today and thought, oh my goodness, I'm battling the king himself. Taylor Atwood. It's not every day you're going to hit the platform with one of the all-time greats.
Just getting to be on the platform with some of these people is such a wonderful experience.
Listen, I've been doing commentating, luckily for me at the world level, for over half a decade. When I walk into that warm-up room today and I see all those world champions, I still get excited.
Yeah.
I still get goosebumps. I look into the crowd. There's Amanda Lawrence and, Gavin Aiden and Kristen Dunsmore, Delaney Wallace. It's star-studded here today.
Kristen came up and said hi to me today. I was like, you're talking to me?
190 kilo and Andrew.
Nice.
He locks it out. Is it good enough? Absolutely it is.
3 whites.
Yeah, it is. It's hard not to get. It's hard not to get a little starstruck. It really is. These are the people who I came into the sport and immediately looked up to, and to actually get to spend time with them and talk to them and just share a platform sometimes. It's amazing.
Rodrigo Monzo, 66 kilo class, missed 235. would love to get this. If he does, it's those kilos getting tossed towards his total. Bit of a tongue twister there. And he's going to need him.
Yeah.
Jonathan Garcia is going to squat after him. You know, it looked like for a second there he's going to battle through the sticking point. He just might be able to do this here. I'm not counting him out by any means because it was getting close.
Yeah.
The bar slowed, and it looked like it might just continue on slowly. Let's see if he can make the adjustments. Ooh, might have cut it on depth, though. He might have cut it on depth, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's up, but...
Right. You know, that happens sometimes where it's a hell of a fight, and you end up to adjust, cut the depth because you realize, oh my gosh, that was a little heavier than anticipated. It's almost survival mode, right?
It is. It is. And I think that was the right call, but it was super close, and I appreciate the effort there. It happens.
Taylor Atwood, 255 kilo for his third. There's Taylor's dad. Taylor's dad is always with Taylor at competitions. These guys are inseparable.
562 for Taylor Atwood. That ain't a reason to clap your hands and make some noise. I don't know what is.
And look at Taylor, look at it's 255 kilo on the bar. He is still approaching this, pacing back and forth like he does with the normal, if it's a PR even, if it's a world record, it's the same setup. That's a professional right there.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT mentality people talk about when they talk about Taylor Atwood. That's why he is who he is. You will not catch Taylor Atwood slipping. See Taylor's dad in the background. Easy work of it.
Nice.
You know,
Sorry.
People talk about Taylor Atwood, the coaching that they do with the strength guys. No stone is left unturned over there prepping Taylor, and he hits the platform like that like a professional.
Yeah. You know, you don't get to control everything. You don't know what's going to happen on a specific day, but you see the good lifters and they control their controllables. You can make sure that you take the bar seriously, you go out there and you approach it the same. You're well prepared every single time for whatever circumstances you have. And I appreciate that.
Very well said. That's it. There's only so much you have control of. Handle your variables, and looking to take control here, Jonathan Garcia in the 66 kilo class, 268 kilo. That will be an American record. Looking to make history in the 66 kilo class as well as grab some more kilos towards his total. And we need to pay attention. There's a battle here, but you can't help but compare him. Let's see where his total ends up, where it's going to stack up with the rest of the 66 kilo class across the globe. Because it is a stacked class internationally as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does he get it?
No. You know, Leah, we both looked at each other, and I think we're both saying the same thing. Respectfully, we're going to wait for the judges, but we both are thinking, well.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, but I didn't think that one was there.
Quick look here at how the squats ended up at the end of this session. You know, we had some misses, but everybody got a squat on the board. Nobody's bombed out. No major surprises with some of the bigger names here. We're going to take a short break, 20 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We will return on the platform for the bench press session from Six Pack Lapidat.
And Leah Goldring. Leah
See you in 20.
lifts a lot, I guess. Yeah. All right, doing okay?
I'm Heather Connor. I'm a two-time IPF world champion in the 47 kilo weight class. We are in the great state of Texas. I haven't seen anybody walk around with a cowboy hat yet, so I'm pretty underwhelmed with that. But I did just get in yesterday, so I'm going to keep my hopes high. I'm here for Powerlifting America Nationals. It's a very brand new federation. And I'm here to get my ticket to IPF Worlds in South Africa. It stems from a lot of things, but if I had to put it in one spot, being a female of a smaller stature, especially one with scoliosis, growing up playing sports wasn't easy for me. Not easy as in I couldn't do it, but people didn't believe in me the way that I believed in myself. And it's hard at that time as a child to tell an adult, like, I can do this. So I had to not just speak it into existence, I had to show it. And a lot of times I was denied the opportunity to do certain sports because of my size. I was always too small. I was this, I was that. So being in a sport where size really doesn't matter, it's just strictly strength. I mean, I think I've proven a lot in this sport, and the passion is being driven because of the fact that it was just taken away from me as a child. And now I'm able to be in a position where I'm in control of everything. And everything that I wasn't able to do as a child, I'm able to be successful at now. It's kind of like, I told you so kind of moment. Always. So when people ask me, they say, well, have you always been good in the sport? No, I bombed out at my first competition. And it sucked because of that competitive mindset. I've always been good at anything that I've done, you know. So to experience failure like that, I know what failure tastes like. And it was just very eye-opening for me. And it allowed me to say, you know what, I don't want to feel this way. So I worked my butt off to get where I am now. So I've always been very competitive. The winner mindset of me wants to be like, I want to be IPF world champion all over again. I didn't get to compete last year and I just need to make up for it. That's where my mind instantly wants to go. But this is the first year I'm being challenged. You know, not to discredit anybody in the past that has challenged me, but man, I'm being challenged this year, and I'm heavily looking forward to that, because this is the first time I get to push myself past my limits, because I don't have another choice. Like, if I, you know, go out there and say, oh, I'm just going to do this, I'm going to lose. You know I have somebody right at my heels. I know I have somebody that wants it just as badly as I do. So going into the Worlds, you know, this year, it's just, for me, it's how bad do I want it? And I want it bad. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for me, and it's not going to be easy for anybody going against me. You know, they're not going to make it easy for me. I don't want them to. I never have wanted a competitor to just go easy on me. So going into Worlds, it's going to be a good one this year. It's going to be a fight, and I'm a fighter, so be looking out for that one.
and I am in the 66 kilo weight class. Just about everything, as cliche as that sounds. Obviously people know I have a bit of a history. I qualified for IPF Worlds back in 2019. I didn't get the opportunity to go due to the pandemic back in 2020, and I developed a streak of unfortunate performances ever since 2019. So this is my next opportunity to qualify. So I'm taking it quite seriously. I've been powerlifting for about 8 years now. And so when I won the opportunity to go to Worlds, it basically solidified and confirmed everything that I had worked for up to that point. And granted, with everything that happened, and there are people that had that were in much worse situations, and I try my best not to feel sorry for myself because of the lost opportunity, because other people have had it and had it worse during that period of time. But at the same time, I can't deny the fact that 8 years of work felt like they were just stripped from me. And I think the most difficult part about that is that, at least at the time, we didn't know when the next opportunity was going to come, right? I think it was well over a year before the next opportunity came, and unfortunately, like I said earlier, it wasn't my day. It wasn't the best prep. Things happen, and I lost that opportunity again. So I think the most frustrating part about it the second time around was that there were factors that I could control that I just didn't manage to the best of my abilities, and so for that I obviously blamed myself at the time. And it's been kind of rough coming back from those two different periods of in terms of my training. But looking back on it, at the same time, I have a much different perspective as to, okay, where can I go now? I've almost made it to the top, right? At least in the USA I did at one point, and now I'm back down and climbing my way back up. So what can I learn from those experiences to apply now to make myself better, to be in a better position for that next opportunity? And I think ultimately that's the silver lining, if you will, in this situation. And it only makes me more excited for tomorrow.
And we're back at the Powerlifting America National Championships, where we have the 47 kilo women, 52 and 57 kilo women, and on the men's side, the 59, 66, and 74 kilo men. Amongst those, world champions and legends of the game like Heather Connor, Marissa Inda, Taylor Atwood, and the battle between Rodrigo Manzo and Jonathan Garcia. We'll have to see how this unfolds. Obviously, Rodrigo Manzo missing his last two squats, moving forward with just his opener. It's not the way he wanted to start the day, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. He's got a big deadlift. Can he cover ground? We'll have to see, because Jonathan Garcia also missed his third squat. We'll have to see how it unfolds.
We will. I mean, there's always something about going in there with the deadlift specialist. You never know what they're going to pull. But he certainly made it a little bit more difficult for himself.
This is true. This is true. I mean, also even looking ahead, when you're talking about the 66 kilo class, you can't help but compare them to the rest of the field.
Yeah.
You know, the world champion Penna from France, but even in USVI, Joe Jordan hit a 700 kilo total. Penna capable of a 700 kilo total. Eddie Berglund from Sweden, junior world champion, capable of a 700 kilo total. All of those gentlemen, there's nowhere to hide in the 66 kilo class. So we'll pay close attention and see where Jonathan Garcia ends up, see where Manzo ends up. What kind of a total are they going to bring to the World Championships as well? But first up, we got Cindy Vaughn in the 47 kilo class. She will have 52.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her. What do you think, Leah?
Nice, easy opener. Yeah.
That's how you want to do it. All of her other lifts seemed in the pocket, as
Yeah.
they say, a little below her PRs, but she left the platform grabbing her back in the squat, so probably dealing with some kind of an injury. If it's not hampering her on the bench press, maybe she can go all out. Eric Kupperstein in the 59 kilo class, opening with 60 kilo.
Bar is loaded. 132.
Eric just looking to get on the board here. Nice, smooth, easy opener. Hopefully, no major drama with the openers. However, we've seen it happen before, Leah. People fly a little close to the sun, a little technical difficulty. Wow, that's a very
It's very narrow.
narrow. Relying on the triceps here today.
You got to wonder, he had mentioned that he's been battling some injuries. You
Yeah,
know.
you're 100% right. Alexandria Ratanavong, 62.5 kilo on the bar for her in the 57 kilo class. Look smooth. Look like you want an opener to look.
Yeah. Nice, easy opener.
Heather on deck and Marissa. 3 out.
Up next is Agata Shabilska with 65 kilo in the bar for her. Looking to turn the tide a little bit. She hit her opener, missed her next two squats, and would like to get back onto the positive momentum here.
It looks like she's opening with 2.5 kilos under her personal best. So I'm curious to see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with bench press, 2.5 kilos,
Yeah.
you know, it's a big jump. Things fall off real quick. Oh wow!
That was nice and easy.
Yeah,
Well, it's one of those things. I don't think Agatha had competed since 2019 or very early 2020. So I was kind of curious to see. A lot can happen in that amount of time.
I agree. Heather Corner, 47 kilo queen here, winning world titles, smashing world records, really taking the limit for the 47 kilo class and running with it for a long time. Looked like she would be unopposed. And here we are in 2022, finding herself in probably one of the biggest anticipated battles of the sport, with Turbo Tiff waiting for her in South Africa. But first, she's got to solidify her total, and she is not playing it, you know, overly conservative, judging by a squat. 70 kilo on the bar for her opener here. Nicely done.
Very nicely done. Yeah, honestly, it just makes me excited because if this is her safe day, what does she have at Worlds? And it's going to be a really fun Worlds meet. It's just going to be a lot more competition in the 47 and 52 kilo class than we've seen, I think, in a while. And it makes me happy. It just makes me very excited, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, the growth of the sport in the 47 kilo and 52s, and I'm going to have to agree with you. If this is a conservative day for Heather, Turbo Tiff, we know, has registered a 418 at the French Nationals, so all eyes on where Heather ends up today if we're going to do any comparison. But, yeah, it's going to be a battle. And the 52s, speaking of former world champion Marissa Inda here, walking out to a 97.5 kilo opener. Also has some French shooters, as they say, Shizuka, Rico, and Naomi Aliber, the 1-2 punch from France, both of them registering unofficial world record totals at the French Nationals. And there's more 52s around the world. Andy Riley.
Oh, yeah. 52 is really heating up, and it's going to be a huge competition to even get on the podium at 52. I've rewatched those French Nationals performances. I don't know how many times. They're remarkable. I do want to say I think that 97.5 kilo opener from Marissa moved beautifully. So I'm excited to see what she does in her next two.
Agreed. Yeah, she's always been, she has a big bench on her.
Yeah.
And she could dead as well. She's not really a specialist like some people come out as specialists. She could do all three. Andrew Sardis in the 74 kilo class, 115 kilo loaded on the bar for his opener.
Good opener.
Yep, 3 white lights.
275 pounds for Arnold Delgadillo. He was 2 for 3 in the squats.
See the Joey Flex squad in the house here. Arnold Delgadillo in the men's 66 kilo class, opening with 125 kilo on the bar for him. Arnold missed his opening squat, corrected that, ended up where we think he might have been hoping to be on his third, still a PR. Let's see if he can handle this opener better than he did his squat. Sometimes you see some aggressive arches.
Yeah. Nice.
There we go, a drama-free opener for Arnold. He's probably
Yeah,
like, okay,
nice
well
and
that's
easy.
he's like, okay, thank you, because I don't need drama every opener.
No, and you got to wonder, was it just like the nerves of being out there the first time, and it's like you get past it, and now you're good to go. And
Yeah.
I never want to see somebody miss their opener. Honestly, it's
When you see it at Worlds, it becomes when someone's backs to the wall in the third. Rodrigo Manzo in the 66s, 155 kilo on the bar for him. Got his opener on the board. Missed his second and third squat. Looking to gain a little bit of ground. You got to wonder if he's thinking in his team, do they just go 3 for 3 and grab kilos, or is it like, look at, let's go all out? Oh wow, talking about go all out. That
You know, and we can't see if his butt stayed on the bench, but that was definitely more difficult than you want an opener to look.
yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we got the butt cam footage there for a replay, but yeah, I think the butt might have rose
Yeah,
up there.
it was enough of a struggle, and you could see him pushing off that I was, you know,
You know, oof,
yeah.
that's 3 in a row he's missed. Now he's only got a squat opener. You hope he could get himself on the board in the bench press. But things are not going as planned. Jonathan Garcia, 162 and a half. Gets the lift off Jonathan, a very big subtotal. It's the deadlift that he loses ground. Ooh, nice work there with his opener.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Yeah, he's always been, and there's a shot. There's the butt cam there. You could see he keeps in contact. Well, there's a little skip, but it never fully leaves. You got to keep some contact there with the bench press, so it's difficult from that angle.
Yeah, it's only got to be that smallest bit, but
Right.
you know, it's
You got to see daylight right through. So there's movement, and then, you know, the other side is still touching. The judges there can see right through if there's daylight or not. And Taylor Atwood, the king, is back. 187.5. Look at, I think he's going to go all out on the bench press. He played it conservative on squats, but if he's opening with 187 and a half, I think we're going to see a little something here on the bench press event.
I agree. Yeah. So I mean, I know he's been playing it conservative and dealing with some injuries, but it seems like this is working. So
Again, you see the professionalism in this man. Approaching, you know, it doesn't matter if it's like, even in the warm-up room for those squats, he's handling weights far below his top end, and it was dead serious in there. He's got music playing. He's handling it seriously.
that
Yeah,
was easy.
You know what? When it's the strength guys, you know, you're very rarely going to see the bar misloaded for Taylor, and he's backing himself into the wall.
Yeah.
They're so well researched. Very rarely fumble the ball. Everyone can make accidents, but it's certainly never through negligence or lack of prep. When it comes to certain teams and strength guys, it's certainly one of them. 57.5 being loaded on the bar now for Cindy Vaughn. We're in the 47 kilo class again. Cindy went 3 for 3 in the squats, nailed her opener, and looking to take a 5 kilo jump, which for a 47 kilo woman, that's a decent sized jump.
It is a decent sized jump. Yeah.
Opener moved well.
Opener did, and
We'll have to see how 5 kilos slows her down, or
we'll see. It looks to be only 2.5 kilos under her personal best. But
uh-oh.
that's a shame.
You know, I wonder, bench press is one of those things where you misgroove. It looks like it's strength. You misgroove, you're not going to finish it. I've seen miracles happen once again where, because a misgroove makes you not be able to muscle through it. It's not like a deadlift. It's not like the squat necessarily, where a misgroove and it looks like, oh my gosh, there's no way you're going to come back from that though. But they do. You get the groove proper, and all of a sudden weight moves like it should have, and it's like, well, what happened last time?
Right. It's a little bit more technical. It's a little bit more fickle. And you know, we'll see. Just because she didn't get it, who knows?
Yeah, no, it's definitely the most fickle of the lifts. And Eric Kupperstein, 65 kilo on the bar for him, 5 kilo jump. Now, you had mentioned he's coming in there dealing with some injuries. We do see a very narrow grip.
So, yeah, and it just looks like this is very much under what his top recorded bench is. And you look at that. You
Yeah,
look at that narrow.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's obviously not the most optimal way to
No.
approach the bar if you're looking to get kilos on that bar. You know, it's increasing the range of motion, and it's very tricep dominant. So
Now, I do see, as like a little aside, something that I had sort of motioned to you about. They are having the lifters tie their hair back now on the bench press.
yeah, so you see if the head comes up off the bench. Obviously, if the hair is covering that and you can't see if the hair comes up, it's an advantage. Even if it comes up just a little bit, that's an infraction you're getting away with, and they're not going to let you get away with that here. Alexandria, 67.5 kilos, 5 kilo jump. It's a big jump. What do you think, Leah?
I think that moved well.
How big of a
Yeah.
jump would you anticipate she takes for a third, though?
What was that? That was 65 or 67?
67.5.
That was 67 and a half. Okay. I think she goes for the. I think she goes for the PR. I think she goes for the 5 kilo jump.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean,
Look at, if you're going to hit a PR, no better place to do it.
I know I would. It's not just. God, I love some of these setups.
Yeah, driving the traps into the bench to base herself, pushing off against the bar. Agata, 70 kilo.
Oh, nice. That moved very well.
Look at, if she had a bit of a dicey squat session, regaining some form in the bench session. Technical difficulties will walk you through it, though. And this is when I really earn my money with my commentary. I earn my slice of pizza. Heather Connor, multiple-time world champion, 72.5 kilo on the bench, on the bar for her bench.
And I would expect this to be a very manageable weight for her.
Oh, no. That's a little bit surprising.
That is surprising. But again, like bench is fickle.
Look,
It's possible she comes back and just nails that.
for those, I know you can't hear, you're just listening, but it didn't get far off the chest. Not sure what the situation happened there.
No.
Just a hair under double body weight.
Ooh.
Is loaded.
Hold on. So wait, is this matching Marissa's?
Right up in here. Come on.
Marissa Inda,
225.
102.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her. 5 kilo jump from her opener, driving the traps into the bench.
What do you think? Do we have a new record? Yes.
Nice.
Easy.
Marissa on your new national record.
And where's Marissa's previous personal best?
Load the bar to 264 for Andrew Sardis.
102.5?
Made 253 on his opener.
Andrew Sardis playing it up for the crowd here.
11 pounds.
Don't waste your camera time, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew living in the moment like he should. 120 kilo on the bar for his second attempt. 5 kilo jump from his opener. Bit of work, but he looks like he's good for it.
Yeah, he's got it. That was work. Does he have?
Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights. Now, when you see something like that, I'm anticipating a smaller jump.
Yeah.
That was work, and the drop off on the bench press in particular comes quick.
I would be shocked if he went up more than 2.5 after that. Because that was work. That was probably more work than you want a second attempt to look.
Arnold Delgadillo in the 66 kilo class now. 130 kilo on the bar for him. This is a 5 kilo jump for Arnold. Arnold started his day with a miss, came back and hasn't missed since. I hope I didn't just jinx Arnold.
Yeah, you better not have.
Oh, nicely done.
Well, that looked easy. So yeah, let's see.
All right, let's hear it for Arnold.
3 white lights.
Nice.
Arnold picks up some more kilo.
141 pounds for Rodrigo Manzo.
And
He's a
Rodrigo Manzo needs this 155 if he's going to stay in it. Obviously got another bench attempt after this, but he would love to get himself back on track, take the pressure off himself.
Yeah. Great deadlift, but you really don't want to dig yourself into too much of a hole. Or, you know.
You're afraid to say it, aren't you?
I'm not going to say it.
No,
I am not going to say it.
No. It's like in baseball when somebody's pitching the perfect game. You don't say anything.
Mm-mm.
Oh, nice. Wow. Let's see if the butt stayed down. We can't see
Yeah.
from this view.
This looked, from my view, much better, but again.
And that's a good lift. He's
Oh, good.
And he does
Great.
it. And look at that. Just like that, Rodrigo Manzo is back in the hunt. You know, all is right when you get that lift in there. I'm interested in seeing if they make a big jump on their third or they go more conservative, just trying to grab kilos. You know, they're starting to fall behind. How far behind? Well, we're going to find out right now. Jonathan Garcia, 170.5. You know what that means. It's a record. Looking to make history on his path to the IPF World Championships, Jonathan Garcia.
All right, let's crank it up for a new national record, folks. You know you want to see it. Get behind it and help you out. 375.
Jonathan known for a monstrous subtotal. Piling on the kilos.
Nice.
Nicely done. That's a
That's
a new record right there.
Up. We got one red. 2 whites. I mean, he's got enough. But I wonder what that one red was. What did somebody see?
Didn't see the infraction from this side. The two side judges gave him the whites, so did not see the infraction live. 2 whites is all you need, though.
Yeah.
And look at this, Taylor Atwood, an American record, 196, loaded on the bar for his second attempt. If you thought, well, is Taylor gonna pull it back for the bench as well? We got our answer. The answer's no.
And like you said, you really have to respect somebody who knows that they're having to play it more conservative. They're working with an injury to keep their head in the game this well, to still, you know, have that later squat session. No, it's not going to be their best day, and come back out here and still do this on bench press. I really respect that. That's a lot of mental focus there.
You got to pick your battles, especially when you're dealing with an injury, especially with the World Championships around the corner. And if there's anybody who knows how to pick their battles, it's Taylor Atwood. Try to catch this man on an off day. He's going to get the most out of his body no matter what he's dealing with. You know, when injuries happen, you got to put forth what you have on that day. 196. Self liftoff. Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
74 kilo, the king, building
Nice.
momentum in the bench press.
You know, I gotta say, I probably started to turn blue holding my breath on that one. I get really excited. It's great.
We are ready to start round 3 bench press.
And Cindy Vaughn opening up the third attempt with the 57.5. She had missed this on her second.
Fantastic lifting here today.
Paying attention to the scorecard here, seeing what Taylor Atwood puts in for his third. We know it's obviously going to be a record. Cindy Vaughn attempting the same weight she missed on her second. Driving those traps into the bench, pushing against the bar to keep yourself in place. Self lift off as well. Ooh.
Oh.
Nope, not today.
It was a good effort, you know. Sometimes it's just not there. So, do you have any guesses where Taylor's gonna go?
Well,
I'm thinking 200. What do you think?
yeah, it just loaded up.
Oh wait. Oh, they have it up
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna cheat on you. I'm gonna say
Oh.
202.5, and I'm gonna bet you like $500 on that one.
This is how we know you're the professional, as you actually looked at the board.
Heather Connor, multiple time. Oh, sorry. We're viewing Heather Connor. Eric Kupperstein is up next with 70 kilo. Heather waiting in the wings. And it looks like Eric might be letting the clock wind down and keeping the bar loaded so everybody, again, gets their break. And Heather will come up next with 72.5 kilo.
Okay, Eric is going to time out. In 20 seconds, we'll go on to our next lifter. And a short flight of lifting.
Winding down. So Taylor Atwood's 202.5.
To prepare for the next.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm wondering what he had missed previously. He's got a checklist. He wants to enter into the 200 kilo range for his bench press. And here we are, 202.5.
All right, we are on to the next lifter, Heather Connor, taking 159.
PR territory for the GOAT.
Lifting in the
But first,
47 kilo class.
Heather Connor, 72.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for her. Missed it on her second, retaking it now on her third. You know this wasn't as to script. She's got the world championships around the corner. You don't want to get, you know, even though it's the bench, the back gets tight when you start failing, gets tightened up. You don't want to go too crazy here. There's a lot at stake.
And again, this is. She might not be happy with this right now. It might not be as planned, but we all know that Heather is capable of this. And she's got to get to Worlds, punch her ticket, stay healthy.
Yeah, she's previously hit 75 kilo. This is within her means. Look at, she's getting a fist pump this time. Now she's she's ramping it up a little bit this time, talking to the crowd. Oh no, she's okay. You know what? She decided, I'm gonna go out there, fist pump everybody, thank them for the time, and leave. Bless them. It's a good strategy. Worlds is around the corner.
Shaking hands and kissing.
Worlds is around the corner. She also has World Games, correct? Is she doing that?
You know what? Her schedule is intense, is the word I would use. World Games around the corner, World Championships around the corner. I think she's even got an invite for another competition later on in France. So, yeah, you want to stay as healthy as possible. For another, you know, 2.5, 5 kilo, it's just really not worth it.
No, she's doing what she needs to do right now, not what's showy, and I think that that's the smart and important thing to do.
It's what a veteran would do, the veteran move. Now, Alexandria, 72.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her third and final bench. 5 kilo jump from her second. And this would be a personal best. is a struggle.
Oh.
Wow.
What a fight, though.
Yeah, no, she left it on the platform, that's for sure.
I respect that so much. That was a great fight.
It wasn't going to be from lack of will, that's for sure.
Nope.
For Agata Pravilska, 165.
This also, well,
114-pound lifter.
This is Agata. And you were about to say, is this are we looking at another PR here?
Bar is ready for Agata.
I think we are. And again, this is somebody who I don't think has competed in a while, so I was curious to see how much and it looks like she's done some work.
Agata Shobilska. Kilo class, looking to put 5 kilo onto a total.
Oh, come on.
Oh, she grinds it out. Is it going to be good enough?
What do you think?
It is.
Good enough.
And from our view, I actually thought that was the right call. It came up unevenly. Of course, we can't see, her butt on the bench. She did get that one red, but it was a great fight.
Another national record.
All right, former world champion Marissa Inda now.
She just knocked off
105 kilo loaded on the bar for her third and final. This is a 2.5 kilo personal best. You're not going to believe me, but Marissa's actually a master's lifter, still going for PRs.
Which, as someone who's about to be a master's lifter, I love seeing. It's amazing.
Ooh, the brakes come on, though.
Hey, she does get
Just a bit too
Good
much
effort.
today.
excellent work.
And great shoes, too.
70 pounds, 270 for Andrew Sardis.
Andrew Sardis, 74 kilo class, 122.5 kilo being loaded on the bar. A conservative 2.5 kilo jump for him.
Which I think was the right move.
Yeah, we thought 120 was work.
Yeah.
Obviously, 2.5 kilo jump is the smallest jump he can take. Ooh, slow stalls, but keeps going. I see the hips moving. I'm wondering if the butt stays down because there's a lot of movement on the hips. Can't really see from this angle.
Can't see it, but we'll see. It's a great fight. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see the butt cam there. Definitely, it's like we were saying before, not movement, but there's daylight right through there. And that's when you know.
I remember my first coach when I got into lifting, she's like, it can be one fraction of 1 inch of one cheek, but you have to keep your butt on the bench. There just can't be daylight all the way through.
Arnold Delgadillo in the 66 kilo class, 135 kilo loaded on the bar for him, 5 kilo jump from his second. Ooh, it's worked. Looks like he's going to push through the sticking point. Slowed but never fully stalled and is rewarded with 3 white lights.
I know not everybody loves watching bench press, but there is something about watching someone grind out one of those super long bench presses that like max effort lifts. I love it.
When it's a display of heart, and if you want to see heart, here comes Rodrigo Manzo. Missed his opener, came back, hit it in his second, and looking to grab another 7.5 kilo. Now 155 was work. He's definitely going to have to empty the tank if he's going to complete this. But this is 7.5 kilo he needs if he's going to keep his World Championships dream alive. Oh, looks a little unsteady. He hasn't got the start command yet. There it is. Uh-oh.
It's a
And that's it, now left. Hey, let's hear it for Rodrigo one more time.
big chest sink. You're seeing a couple of the guys just really sink that bar in.
Let's raise the
You know,
bar 170
yeah, you
kilos.
lose if you lose a little bit of tension. It's very difficult to regain at the bottom.
Yeah.
Started off a little uneasy,
Another national
and Jonathan Garcia now, 173 kilo. Obviously, he took the American record in his second. Looking to extend that in his third to 173.
381. Bar is loaded for Jonathan Garcia.
And
Another
just
national
building away on that
record
subtotal.
attempt.
That's a handsome subtotal, ladies and gentlemen. 430.5. He hits this. He sends a signal to the other 66s of the world. I'm coming.
Come on, Jonathan.
Ooh, patient press right there. Nicely done. Never loses form.
Nice. You know, that didn't actually even look hard. I mean, it looked like effort, but not like, you know.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I mean, that's the thing. Some of these guys, their form is so on point.
Yeah.
Even when the fight comes, they're tight in the pocket. No
Yeah.
technical breakdowns.
Yeah, you see the points where there's obvious effort, but they have the form down, they have their lift down so much.
Now, Taylor Atwood, 202.5 being loaded on the bar. This also is an American record. He broke it in his second, looking to extend it in his third. The King is back, adding to his resume.
You guys can make some noise if you want to see this lift happen.
When they open up the record books when this young man is retired, you're going to see a sea of Taylor Atwood, Taylor Atwood, Taylor Atwood.
Mm-hmm.
The reign of terror continues.
You could line up his videos one after the other, and this entire setup would look identical.
Well said. Probably in the warm-up room as well. $202.5 kilo. Oh, wow. Taylor Atwood looks like he's done it. 3 white lights and redemption for Taylor Atwood in the bench press. He's wanted to right that wrong for a while now. Comes back, gets the big bench, enters into the 200s, shakes the hands, makes a little bit of history today on the platform.
That was beautiful.
And that will close off our bench press session. And what a way to close it off. The King himself making a little bit of history. You do not want to go anywhere, though. We have the deadlifts coming up. Let's see how this story ends. Some people want to rebound. Some people want to even catch up. And you never can actually tell until the last deadlift is pulled. We've seen upsets happen. We've seen some huge come from behinds. I'm obviously speaking about the 66 kilo battle. It's not over yet. Don't go anywhere. 20 minutes from Six Pack Labatt.
And Leah Goldring.
See you then.
I'm Taylor Atwood, 74 kilogram powerlifter, 2-time world champion, and the current drug-tested strongest man ever. That means the world to me. That means a lot, being able to represent USA, because growing up here, I've played football, and we sing the national anthem, and when I won my first world championship, being able to hear the national anthem while I was standing on the podium, that was like, man, this is what I worked so hard for. My dad has been able to instill a lot in terms of being competitive, but staying competitive. But what I think like the initial mustard seed and where it's grown today, it was with my cousins growing up. Like we were constantly battling against each other. And at the time I didn't know what that was doing to me now. But growing up, I was with them every weekend. We were playing sports, every sport you could think of, even racing in the house, down the stairs to go to dinner. Like it was like we were competing at everything. So that kind of, I think, sparked the competitiveness in me. And then my dad just kind of helped me stay in that realm, and kind of guide me and give me like strategies of how to stay competitive. But yeah, I think there's just moments in everyone's life where they find something that like just makes them whole inside. And it's not just the powerlifting aspect of it. It's the camaraderie, but it's also for me the competitiveness of the sport. Like I'm in this to be the best, and that's what I strive for every time I work out. This is qualifying me for the World Championship in June at IPF. So it does mean something. I am injured at the moment, so I'm not going to be able to put up the numbers that I want on squat or deadlift, but bench press I'm very excited about. So in terms of kind of just gauging where I'm at right now, prep had been going very well up until about 3 weeks ago. So, I mean, this meet, I was taking it very seriously, was hoping to come in and hit some really good numbers just to kind of gauge, again, just to see where we're at heading into the World Championship. I'm ready for Powerlifting America Nationals' first ever competition. And to be here and to represent America again at the World Championship it means the world to me. No pun intended.
I am here with Chance Mitchell. We're going to see him later on, well, tomorrow actually,
Tomorrow, yeah.
in a battle for the 93s. But today you're here actually because you coach Joe Jordan, who is the 66 kilo champion on USVI. He's going to be at the World Championships. You're witnessing the battle here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan looked really, really good. Squat, he's a big subtotal guy. I think, you know, his bench was super impressive. He got that, what was it, 170 or 167, something like that? Was that third?
Yeah, the totals are right up there. So he had a 260 squat and a 173 bench press.
Yeah. So that's world class, right? Like that's getting a medal for sure at Worlds, right? About 175-ish. It's probably what you need.
You would think in the bench press anyways. The big question is, how do you think Jonathan looks like he's stacking up with the rest of the 66s, including Joe Jordan, your athlete, at the World Championships?
Yeah, so Jonathan right now squatted 10 kilos more than Joe, which Joe's leading the nominations right now, and benched 3 over. And then obviously we'll see what happens on deadlift, depending on where he ends up. You know, if he goes up to 270-ish, he's right up there for 700.
He's right up there for 700.
Yeah.
700 kilos seems to be that sweet spot for a number everyone needs. You know, this World Championships, previously, it would be 700, you're going to win it.
Yep.
This one, and I know you know, with having a dog in the race here, 700 might just get you podium.
Yeah.
You know, we could have a podium of 700s in the 66 kilo class. Never seen that before. You know,
Well, I mean, we'll see. I think Ilya was one of the 66s that could have done over 700, but he won't be going because of the Russia
Correct.
issues, right?
Yep.
And then Penna is coming in with a little bit of an injury, so we'll see how that goes. Praying for him, right? So this is going to be key, obviously, and then we'll see what the nominations show, right?
Yeah, add into there, obviously, Eddie Berglund from Sweden. All of these individuals, veterans of the game. It is going to be too tight to call, and you're here taking scouting notes. Taking it in for your boy Joe Jordan. How about some early predictions for the World Championships? I'm just queuing you up here. I know what it's going to be, but give it to me.
Oh yeah, you know Joe is coming in ready. His training's been great. We kind of pull a little of a Taylor Atwood and kind of hide the big stuff.
Oh,
But,
wow.
You know, he's doing great. You know, we'll see. Again, I really want to see Penna show up 100%. I want to see Jonathan, you know, or Rodrigo pull up 100% and have it be a battle, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you want to see it. Penna, obviously the reigning champion, coming to defend his title, and yeah, it's gonna be a battle, one that none of us can miss. So we're gonna have to figure out. We'll figure out on the platform, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be Manzo or it's gonna be Garcia. We'll find out after the deadlift session. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Powerlifting America National Championships, where we have the 47, 52, and 57 kilo women. And on the men's side, we have the 59, 66, and 74 kilo men. We've seen, obviously, Taylor Atwood smashing a 202.5 kilo bench press, extending the American record. Jonathan Garcia in the 66 kilo class, hitting a 173 kilo third bench, extending the American record there.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with Taylor Atwood. I mean, I expect to be impressed with Taylor Atwood, but just how he's kept his game face on, and how he's kept his cool, knowing that he's coming in not feeling his best, and just still making the best meat out of it that he can.
Yeah, we're expecting him. He's going to be opening up rather light in the deadlift, so he's probably going to settle it back down. Obviously, looking ahead at the World Championships, still just around the corner. And Cindy Vaughn, 105 kilo for her opener. Looks good.
Good first attempt, yeah.
That's how you want your first attempts to look.
You know, was it Cindy that we saw earlier? She went a little bit light on squat, and we saw her holding her back a little bit.
I think it was.
Okay, because I'm just looking at her deadlift. Her posted PR is 145. So either she's planning big jumps, or it does look like there's something bothering her today. So it's another impressive one.
Former 52 kilo world champion Marissa Inda opening with 150 kilo. Nicely done.
Good lift. Now that's a nice, light, safe opener.
Solidifies her total, and obviously the end goal is the world, so that pretty much will cinch up her pathway to the World Championships. Agata up next, also in the 52 kilo class, 155 kilo on the bar. Well, she's going to have bragging rights to say, look, I opened up heavier than the returning world champion.
Yes, she is.
Agata missed a couple squats, steadied herself in the bench. Gets.
Well, there's the total, so.
Yeah, solidifies her total. White lights from the judges.
Waiting on some lights here. How about some phones? That would work, wouldn't it? The old days. There it is. Yes, indeed.
Alexandria.
I think that's already a PR total for Agatha, too.
160 kilo on the bar for Alexandria. You just want to get on the board. Whoa, that's it. That's how you want your opener to look. A lot of room left.
Yeah. Very nice, smooth lift.
Heather Connor coming out for 396 kilo. That's an American. Oh, 396 kilo. Sorry, that is 180 kilo, 396 pounds. Sorry. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it?
I mean, this is already something, but yes, that would be.
I'd spoken to Heather in the warm-up room, and she talked about the bench press. Her back tightened up. That's why she did not opt to take her third bench press. Looking ahead to the World Championships, it's not worth it. Not for those kilos.
No, not at all.
Record attempt once again.
There's the hair flip. That was smooth.
Nice. Her deadlift is an art form. Okay, like it is just beautiful. And you know, I hope everybody appreciates how remarkable it is to watch a 47 kilo athlete open at 180 kilos on a day where she's playing it conservative. That is bonkers.
Yeah, when you're getting close to 4 times body weight, and that's a conservative
407-pound
opener.
opening attempt.
Eric Kupperstein, 185 kilo on the bar for his opener in the 59 kilo class.
Hook grip.
He's, yeah, double overhand hook grip. He's got the deadlift arms going, that's for sure. Smooth, easy.
Nice.
And don't be fooled, folks. The Flamingo Kid can pull.
Multiple time world champion, Eric Kupperstein.
There they are, 3 whites.
Won several Masters titles, been powerlifting for decades in the game. Andrew Sardis now, 74 kilo.
He is chopping at the bit.
185 kilo on the bar for his opener.
Andrew is really loving the camera right now. Can't blame him.
Oh, it's a bit of work for an opener.
Little high side head snap though. Yeah.
Let's load
Take a look at the replay here.
35
Well, you know what?
You know,
It looked slower live. I don't
I think it gets confusing sometimes when you have people who look like they take a little bit longer and a little bit more patience off the ground, especially in a conventional deadlift where you expect to see it leave the ground more quickly. But yeah, it moved fast.
Arnold Delgadillo, 66 kilos. 197.5 on the bar for Arnold's opener. Again, as soon as these lifters hit their openers, their total is solidified.
And that's another
3 white lights.
Nice.
We bump over the 500-pound mark. Break the quarter-ton mark, 507 for Jonathan Garcia.
Jonathan Garcia, in the midst of a battle,
Young man had some mighty attempts in the squat and the bench. Set some
66 kilo class, opening with 230 kilo. Now, we had said he is a subtotal lifter, usually loses some ground when it comes to the deadlift. It's the grip that becomes an issue for Jonathan.
Garcia, bar is loaded.
He's going to have to hang on to the bar if he's going to hang on to his dream, representing U.S. at the IPF World Championships. And just by chance, Manzo's best lift is the deadlift.
Yeah, this should be fun to watch.
Nice wide stance.
Yeah, opener's nice and easy.
Nicely done.
3 white. All right, let's go to 540 pounds for Taylor Atwood, lifting in the 163 category. 540 on the open.
Taylor Atwood coming out 245 kilo, obviously well within his means. Taylor hits this, he's guaranteed his spot on the U.S. national team. He'll be in South Africa vying for the world title, and then that's just one step closer to SBD's Invitational in Sheffield. The biggest prize pool of modern times on the table. But first, he's got to lock this up. Easy.
Incredible technique.
And you know, you see how easy that is. You know how much underneath his full capabilities that weight is. And look at how he stepped up to the bar.
Yeah.
You know, he's approaching it as though this is full-on opener and he's in the midst of a battle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to come from Rodrigo
Yeah.
Manzo.
Rodrigo Manzo, 6'6 kilo class, 272.5 kilo loaded on the bar. We're over 600 pounds already, and it's his opener. Now, this is still big for Rodrigo. It looks like his strategy now is, I've lost ground. I need to regain that ground. No sense playing conservative. The only reason why I'm here is to make it to the IPF Worlds. We're going all in.
Yeah, I mean, he dug himself a little bit of a hole, but let's see. This looks like it's 5 kilos under his personal.
We're close.
Yeah.
Look, it's not how you start, it's how you end. He has the ability to pull himself into a storybook ending. Let's see how the opener moves. Oh, wow.
Well,
Smooth
the
pull.
opener moves like it's an empty bar. So there's that. He's got that going for him.
This is a big deadlift for a 6'6" kilo lifter. Very smooth there. And just like that, Manzo solidifies his total. How far can he cover the ground? It really depends on Jonathan Garcia. And if Jonathan's going to be hanging on to the bar and hanging on to his lead. Cindy Vaughn, 47 kilo class, 112.5 kilo. That's a pretty big jump, Leah.
It is a pretty big jump. Yeah, so, you know, maybe whatever she's dealing with is feeling okay. Decides to go for it.
If we were a little conservative earlier, that's going out the window now. Let's see what happens. I mean, she did solidify her total.
She did. And I think she's done what's important. She solidified her total. The 105 was what she knew she could get, and now it's like, let's see where we can go from here.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that could have been an opener right
Yeah.
there.
It looks like
No, I don't know. Are you thinking 10 more kilo?
you know, I think I'm looking right now, and it looks like her deadlift PR is 145. I obviously haven't talked to Cindy. I don't know what's going on. We did see her holding her back. Seems like maybe she was having some trouble. That looked great. I think if her back's still feeling well, maybe she decides let's see what we've got there. You know?
10 kilo plus. Why
Yeah,
not?
why
Last
not?
lift of the day. Now, Marissa Inda, former 52 kilo world champion, coming out shaking hands. I think she's just going to walk away from this.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you what, it's strategy, ladies and gentlemen. We said, oh, there it is. There it is. She told me in the warm-up room she's going to do that.
it's the right move. She came here to do what she needed to do to punch a ticket to Worlds, where she's going to have an amazing amount of competition. By the way, that I'm just very much smiling at how she's leaving. She did what she needed to do, and I look forward to seeing her at Worlds.
You got to stay healthy. And
Yeah.
It's a relatively quick turnaround. And for sure, France got shooters in the 52 kilo class. Agata is up next. Agata looking to pull 165 kilo.
Which is over her posted personal best. Again, we had noted she hadn't competed in a while. I think she's already beaten her personal best total with her opener. So I'm curious to see what goes on here. I was actually excited to see how much had been added.
Yeah, some lifters have a gap in competition due to obviously the lockdowns we had, but it looks like she kept training right through because strength has improved. Agata Shibilska. Nice pull. You know what?
Listen.
Look it for an opener. What are you thinking there?
Well, that wasn't an opener, was that? That was her second?
Oh, sorry, her second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that was.
How much would you put on kilo wise?
You know what? I would put the 2.5 on and get the 3 red plates.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
That's it. I mean, first of all, you get to, as a 52 kilo lifter, that 3 red plate lift, that 3 red plate deadlift is
It's another club to join, isn't
It's
it?
another club to join. It's awesome. Come
Well
on.
said.
Somebody bang
And it looks
That
like
looked good.
Alexandria,
That looked good.
170 kilo, successful for her.
You know, it looked like effort, but it didn't look like a max.
Heather Connor,
Going to take a national record attempt once again.
185 kilo being loaded on the bar for Heather.
So that is 407, 408 pounds, somewhere around there.
Yep.
Somebody who's better at math than me, or look at the screen, I guess. For a 47 kilo lifter, someone who weighs under 105 pounds on a day where they're being conservative.
This will be an American record if she can get it,
Crank it up for Heather Connor.
with one deadlift still to go.
Attempt, ladies and gentlemen.
The deadlift has always been Heather's most potent weapon. Oh, that was smooth.
Art form.
Oh, wow.
You know, like, I never, yeah.
He will not be denied. She says,
You know, she's got
It's-
more in her. I know sumo, it's dicey, the wheels fall off quick, but I think she's got quite a bit. Like, I'm talking 5, 10 kilo in there.
Oh, yeah.
seems to be having a good
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
Andrew Sardis now, 192.5 on the bar for his second attempt. So Heather had said she's going to be, well, she's putting in 190 kilo for her final pull. She will be resting at 402.5 should she get it. She said around 400 or just above was her goal. She's still on pace for it. Andrew Sardis, 192.5, and this is work, but you know what? That might be the way he deadlifts, Leah.
It might be.
He pulls it up, he hit a
Because,
patch of gravity and kept on going with it.
so it seems like he's just a little bit uneven sometimes coming off the ground, but once he gets past that point, almost the same thing we saw the last time.
Coming up for a big second attempt.
Eric Kupperstein now, 205 kilo on the bar for his second attempt. 20 kilo jump from his opener.
Multi-time national champion. Been to many, many nationals and worlds.
Eric, grizzly veteran of the game, decades in.
Yeah, look at the arms.
Yeah, he could tie his shoes standing up. Smooth second attempt.
And look at that. He just pulled 451 on his birthday. Give it up for Eric Kupperstein one more time.
451 pounds.
Lower the bar to 462 for Arnold Delgado. It's ready.
Arnold Delgadillo. We're back in a 6'6" kilo class, 210 kilo on the bar for him, 462 pounds. Nice pull.
Nah, that looked very easy.
And the judges love it.
That's a good second attempt, yeah.
Let's crank it up to 523 pounds for Jonathan Garcia.
And here comes Jonathan Garcia. 237.5 kilo on the bar for him, 523 pounds. You take a look at that total he's got right now, 663 kilos. You know, he wants to push it towards that 700 kilo mark. That's the mark that stands up internationally.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a 7.5 kilo jump towards that if he can hit this.
Easy.
Yep, nicely done. That was smooth, and you got to wonder if he's looking behind himself and he's wondering, can I take the foot off the gas a little bit, still get the win, and not overextend going into the World Championships?
Yeah.
It'll depend greatly on what Manzo does.
Yeah, and I'm over here thinking the same thing, and I'm sure everyone is, because it's hard to plan when, you know, the person you're working with is going to deadlift last.
Right.
Um,
Right. Taylor Atwood, 260 kilo on the bar for him, 15 kilo jump from his opener. Smooth pull
Easy.
as usual.
yeah.
So looking ahead here, it looks like Jonathan Garcia has 245 kilo loaded on the bar for his third. If he hits it, he'll have 678 kilo for his forecasted total. Rodrigo Manzo has 285 kilo loaded for his second. If he hits that, he'll be at 665. Depending on if Manzo hits this, all eyes on Garcia. If he nails his final third, and Manzo feels like, you know what, maybe I'm not totally out of this yet. It's going to come down to the third attempts. Manzo getting himself ready. He knows what's at stake. If he's going to make a push, he needs a couple things to happen. He needs to hit his next two deadlifts, and he needs Garcia to start fumbling the ball.
All right, bar is loaded for Rodrigo Manzo.
It's not over yet.
628
145-pound
pounds.
man deadlifting 628 pounds.
Right here. Does anybody care to see him knock off a new record? Can it be done? 628.
Oh!
I thought he
Just
had
out
it
of his hands.
so close. Hey, let's give him a nice round of applause.
You know what? He came close. Take a look at this slow-mo replay here.
We are ready for
Oh, it was close just before lockout.
final round of lifting
Oh, that looked like a grip issue, huh?
Cindy Vaughn will take
Maybe.
Yeah, it just might have been. Maybe it might have got pulled out of pocket as well. He's looking at his hand there. Hopefully he's not injured.
Ooh.
He looks a little upset. It's tough when you're vying for it. I know going to the World Championships is the end goal, and this is not the day he wanted. Cindy Vaughn, 47 kilo class, 120 kilo on the bar for her. Took a 7.5 kilo jump from her opener, taking another 7.5 kilo jump from her second.
All right, what do you say, Cindy? 264, getting loaded up. We are ready. Bars loaded. Okay, it's our last lift of the day. Let's hear it.
Final lift of the day,
Cindy's
3 for 3 in
section
squats.
here.
Just got her opener and bench
Last
press.
group of the day.
Would love to go 3 for 3 in the deadlifts. Smooth final pull.
Nice.
Way to go, Cindy. 7 for 9. Give her a nice round of applause. 7 for 9 on the day. Load the bar to 341 from Marissa Inda.
So it looks like
Yeah, Marissa's going to let the clock wind down on this 155. She's leaving it on the bar. It gives her fellow athletes 60 seconds to rest extra. It's the
Bars ready for
sporting
Marissa.
thing to do.
Her final attempt of the championship. The Powerlifting America Classic National.
And it gives us a moment to look ahead at what's to come. Heather Connor has 190 kilo on the bar. So if she can hit it, she'll leave off with a 402.5. Taylor Atwood has a 275 for his third. Obviously well within his means, but if he hits it, he's still going to be at a 732.5 kilo total.
Yeah, not bad for a meet that you're coming into and, you know, not feeling your best.
Yeah, he's definitely operating with warm-up room weight, and warm-up room weight for Taylor means 732.5.
Yeah, warm-up room weight for Taylor is still better or more than most people are lifting.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You know,
She's having fun.
If you were to pull up open powerlifting, take a look at the 74s, I bet you it's still competitive.
and honestly, the same thing can be said for Marissa here. It's, you know, playing it safe and taking what is, compared to her best deadlift, a very conservative opener, and then not doing the second lifts and still winding up with a 387.5 kilo total. You know, that's a total most 52 kilo lifters would be happy to achieve.
I'm going to have to agree with you. Speaking of 52 kilo lifters, 175 kilo for her third and final deadlift.
3 reds, come on.
Joining 3 Red Club. Ooh, that's a battle to the knees, and it's just a little too much today. Yeah.
A little bit too much for today, but she's going to get that soon. And by the way, at her last meet, her deadlift PR was 160 kilos. So, you know, she's got to be feeling pretty proud about that.
Alexandria in the 57 kilo class, 177.5 kilo on the bar for her third and final. Alexandria went 3 for 3 in the squats, 2 for 3 in the bench. Looking to close off 3 for 3 on the deadlifts here.
And her second attempt looked good.
Oh, looks like it might be a little too much today.
Good try. It's a lot of weight.
Still goes 7 for 9 on the day. Now, Heather Connor, 190 kilo being loaded on the bar for her. 418 pounds. You know, you want to talk about deadlifts.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, I mean.
418 pounds, new national record attempt. Can she do it?
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
190 kilo, 418 pounds, 3 white lights, and a new American record. Heather Connor sends a signal to the rest of the 47s. I will see you at the IPF World Championships.
Which I am super excited for. And you know, it's funny, I know not every day is the best day, but you look at Heather Connor doing 190 kilo deadlift and it's like, can she do this? And my immediate reaction is like, of course she can. Like,
It's Heather Connor.
It's Heather Connor.
Andrew Sardis, 74 kilos. We're back in the 74 kilo. Oh, Andrew, just not shy on that camera, is he? With 195 kilo on the bar for his third and final. 2.5 kilo jump. 192.5 was work. See, I mean, that's
Yeah.
when you're at your edge, 2.5 kilos all it takes.
Yeah.
Wave to the crowd, Andrew.
There it is.
All right, spotters, please load 485 pounds for Arnold Delgadillo.
Arnold Delgadillo in the 66 kilo class, 220 kilo being loaded, 485 pounds.
Knocked off a 462 on his second attempt. We would love to see him make this lift.
10 kilo jump from his second. Arnold had missed his opening squat, adjusted, hit it, and hasn't missed since. Oh,
So close.
a little too much.
Arnold Delgadillo. We're going to go up to 496 for Eric Kupperstein. His final
Eric Kupperstein back in the 59 kilo class, 225 kilo on the bar for his third and final pull of the day, 20 kilo jump from his second deadlift.
496 pounds. Come on, Eric.
Eric Kupperstein. I remember him, several world championships. It looks like he missed his third squat, third bench. Let's see if he could hit his third dead.
Oh, he tops it
That-
out. Do the judges like it?
2-1, they give it to him.
Okay.
Dancing Destroyer celebrating on his birthday.
That'll do it.
496. What's up, Kupperstein?
So here, Jonathan Garcia, 242.5 kilo.
534.
He'll end up with a 675.5 kilo total. This is below what he's previously done, but probably telling himself, I think I'm going to clinch the win with this, not overextend, and be able to turn around at the IPF World Championships, and that is where I'm going to need that 700 kilo total, because he's hit 697.5 previously. He has that in his pocket. It's been achieved. 700 kilos, no big ask. 2.5 kilo jump from that, so you got to pick your battles.
Yeah, I think a lot of the lifters are being really mature and playing the smart game here.
Voted for Jonathan Garcia.
Worlds isn't that far away. It's a long flight.
Yeah,
Keep
that's-
yourself healthy.
It can be a full day to South Africa, multiple time zones. Oh, wow. Plenty more in the tank there, and
Yeah.
I had suggested he probably was playing it safe.
Yeah.
He finishes with an 8 for 9 day.
Yeah, that looked
All right,
like
you asked for it, you got it. Taylor
Like a
asked
second
for it.
attempt, not a
Yeah.
third.
Isn't just going to go 600, he's going to go 606.
Taylor Atwood now. 275 kilo, 606 pounds on the bar.
Help this young kid out. Let's get behind him on 606 pounds. Bar is loaded.
Again, notice, even with this kind of weight, how serious he's taking it.
Come on, Taylor.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Well,
And the assist
so
I,
that's not going to re-aggravate any kind of injury he's dealing with.
yeah.
And look at Taylor saying, I'm coming for my belt.
incredible.
Taylor will return to the IPF World Championships looking to reclaim his belt not only in the 74 kilo class, but if you remember, he won Best Lifter in 2019. Nothing less than the best is going to be good enough for Taylor Atwood. Expect him to look for that Best Lifter once again, and then look ahead to Sheffield.
Of the day.
All right.
Yeah, Rodrigo Manzo is moving all the chips to the middle of the table, and why not? He's got nothing to lose. 296 kilo loaded on the bar.
Comes out our last lift of the day right here. Bar is loaded.
If he gets this, he'll end off with a 676 kilo total. That'll nudge him ahead of Jonathan Garcia.
I will do my best to not scream in the microphone again this time.
If he gets this, I might scream in the microphone. Let me tell you something. This would be a massive come from behind
This would
victory.
be massive.
But he has nothing to lose. This is the proper move to make. You load the bar for the win. That's why you're here. Oh,
Oh,
you know what? And
Yeah.
look at, he had to do it.
he had to try it.
Yeah.
He had to try it. Yeah, you have nothing to lose at that point.
We said it was going to come down to the last deadlift. Rodrigo gave us that. Loaded
Yep.
up for the win. And just a little too much today. But there's a look at your American champions. Heather Connor claiming the 47 kilo title. You can expect her to have a sensational battle with Turbo Tiff at the World Championships. Marissa Inda taking the 52 kilo title. She's going to have a work cut out for her as well by the French team at the World Championships. And Alexandria taking the 57 kilo title. Eric Kupperstein in the 59s. Jonathan Garcia clinching the 66 kilo title and will be joining a stacked division at the World Championships. And Taylor Atwood, the king, is back. Cruises to a 9 for 9 day. All smiles. I know he took his foot off the gas for deads and squats, but extended the American record in the bench press. And if nothing else, has a lot of positive momentum. So there have you. Thank you for joining. We will be back tomorrow. The 63, 69, 83, and 93 kilo men will be lifting. And we are going to be back with the medal ceremony, I believe. Actually, sorry, excuse me, pardon me. I'm going to be doing some interviews with some of these people. Don't go anywhere. Please, look at me trying to tell you to jump past bumping myself here. Stick around for our interviews, and then we'll be doing the medal ceremony afterwards.